Better Call Saul, Season 6 episode review video. Before I get into that, though, pretty important, if you weren't caught up to the point where I am, and rewatching or watching Better Call Saul, or you're just not entirely sure, then you definitely need to take the initiative and pay attention to the episode's title, which of course I'll mention, as well as put in the description for you. If that happens to be the case and you're not caught up, it would be my recommendation that you don't watch this video any further to avoid major spoilers. This will be Better Call Saul, Season 6, Episode 7, the mid-season finale of Season 6. Title of this episode is called Plan and Execution. And this will be my review, reaction, recap after just finishing watching the episode. Starts off with Lalo. He comes out of the sewer, puts on some flip-flops, and goes into a convenience store to take a shower. I've actually never seen a shower at a convenience store before, so it must be pretty high-maintenance convenience store. And then he goes back in the sewer, and he's actually watching Gus's laundromat from the storm drain. They're looking for him, and he's hiding it out of sight, so not a bad plan by Lalo. And then Jimmy picks up Lenny to take different photos of him looking like Judge Casimiro. The camera guy is teaching a class, and Jimmy goes to pick him up. And now the fee, instead of $100, will be $500, since that's kind of a short notice thing. Makeup girl is doing Lenny's makeup, and Kim shows up to give Lenny a cast to resemble Judge Casimiro, and the sound guy is also there. Camera guy is developing the photos and tells Jimmy and Kim, you can't rush the process. And then Jimmy runs to pass the photos off to Howard's PI. He's actually working for Jimmy, apparently, and I'm apparently just now figuring that out. I don't know if that was something that was already obvious, but I didn't know until now. I just figured it out. And then someone is stocking the fridge at HHM, and he drops some ginger ale, and Howard tells him a trick about preventing it from exploding when you open it, and that's a trick he learned from Chuck about how you like turn it around on the table and it opens without any explosion. So I don't know if that's actually true or not. And then Howard's PI gives Howard the photos of Jimmy and who he thinks is Judge Casimiro passing what looks like about $20,000 off. Irene is back. Good old Irene, one of the person that's kind of the head old lady in this case, is talking to Cliff. And then Rand Casimiro arrives at HHM, and Howard says after a minute that the mediator is compromised due to the photos that he's seen. So he has Julie bring the envelope with the photos that were on his desk, and when she comes in the room with them, it's actually photos of Jimmy giving stuff to sound guy with a mustache. So somebody's been played pretty bad. And then Howard, after everybody leaves, because Howard just makes a fool out of himself, although he's right, but they don't know. They think he's on drugs. He tells everything to Cliff, that he hired a private investigator to look into Jimmy, but that private investigator must be actually working for Jimmy instead of working for him. And Cliff wants to settle, and Howard wants to take it to court and trial and make it last really long. And Cliff goes back in and tells everyone an offer has been made by Sandpiper. And Lalo makes Don Hilado a video explaining everything about Gus Fring and the laundromat. Says he's going to go there tonight. And then Lalo calls Hector and realizes that the line is bugged or tapped or something and throws a fit. And then he calls again and tells Hector he didn't find anything on the chicken man. Something was wrong the first time. He got disconnected, but this time I didn't find anything on him. He's good, but I'm going to go to plan A. So he's tricked everybody. So Mike, he's watching the laundromat now from the storm drain, and he sees Mike come out of the laundromat, and then Mike goes to see Gus and plays the tape of Lalo calling Hector 20 minutes ago, actually. And then Howard, he comes over to Jimmy and Kim's and wonders why they did what they did. What did they benefit for? Jimmy's going to get the money anyway. It's going to take potentially longer, but he wonders why they did it. Howard actually calls Jimmy and Kim soulless, And he says he's going to bounce back. He handles every obstacle. It might seem like a big obstacle, but he always bounces back. And he's going to dedicate his life to making sure everybody knows the truth about Jimmy and Kim. And then a shadowy figure appears behind Howard, and it's Lalo Salamanca. And he tells Howard he needs to talk to his lawyers. And then Howard is like, okay, what's going on here? And then he pulls out a gun and starts to put a silencer on it. And then Howard sees this. He's like, I think I better get out of here. And then, boom! Holy shit, he shoots Howard in the head. Rest in peace, Howard Hamlin. You were a good character, and I did not expect Howard to die right then and there. They pulled an Ozark. Ozark does these things, like the season 3 finale. Spoiler alert. They shoot somebody in the end of season 3, and I'm like, there's not much time in this episode left. I don't think anything crazy is going to happen, but I was wrong. And then after that happens, Lalo's like, okay, let's talk. And then the episode and the mid-season ends. So, okay, I thought something would be interesting in this episode, but I didn't think we would get the death of Howard. And now I'm very confident, this might be a spoiler, that Kim will survive the show, and she probably goes into hiding with the help of the Ed, the vacuum cleaner guy. I'm pretty sure of that now. I don't think anybody would want to kill Kim. But then again, I was wrong. Game of Thrones, spoiler alert, we have Missandei, who I'm like, who's going to kill Missandei? There's no scenario where she dies. And, well, Cersei, gave the order for the Mountain to kill Missandei. But I do think Kim is going to survive this show. But, wow, what a good mid-season cliffhanger there with Lalo shooting Howard, and now Howard is dead. I wonder how they're going to cover this up. It's I didn't expect that's how Howard. Wow. Okay. All right. Well, score of the episode, I'm going to give it a 10 out of 10 because it was an interesting episode. We got the return of Irene, which we haven't seen her for a while. The head old lady that's in for the Sandpiper case. I hope there's a scene at some point where she talks to Jimmy and he explains, look, I was actually your friend. I said all that stuff. I knew you guys were listening. Yes, I was trying to make you guys kind of speed things up, but I did really like you. And I'm sure that she kind of knows that, even though. So, yeah, what a crazy turn of events. So what do you think about this episode? You've heard what I had to say. Now it's your turn. If you're a fan of Better Call Saul or, of course, Breaking Bad, make sure you smash that like button, especially to help me out with the YouTube algorithm. Just share the video with whomever you want, or if you want to put it on any of your social media platforms like MySpace, Twitter, Instagram, Facebook, anything like that. Yeah, put it on a MySpace. I know everybody's looking at that. Sound off in the comment section about what your thoughts are in this episode of Better Call Saul. What'd you think? Who would you give the character of the episode to? Like I gave it to Lalo and gave it 10 out of 10. And your favorite moment? Well, my favorite moment was Howard getting his brains blown out. And then, of course, last but certainly not least, don't forget to hit that sub button. You're watching the video anyway, so subscribe to the channel, join the team, show your damn support, and be a part of something special. And JDev will return.